Hello everyone, myself Prerna De and I am a law student. Today I am going to discuss about the topic what is Hindu law. So basically Hindu law, okay, firstly we have to know who are Hindus, because Hindu law is related to Hindus, so we must know who Hindus really are. Then I will move to what is Hindu law. Fine. So if I say who are Hindus, then firstly what comes in your mind? Like the person who worship God, who goes to temple, right? So yeah. But proper meaning I'm going to tell you that the term Hindu denotes all those persons who profess Hindu religion either by birth or by conversion to the Hindu faith. That means a person who follows Hindu religion, Hindu custom, Hindu faith, and have faith in God is termed as Hindu. Is known as a Hindu person. Okay, so then secondly, a person uh, who is who is Hindu by birth, like I am a Hindu. I am by birth, I am a Hindu. My father is a Hindu, my mother is a Hindu, so I am a Hindu. Okay, that's clear. So now the third point comes by conversion. So, by conversion means what? A person who was a non-Hindu but converted to Hindu after some days, after some years, they converted to Hindu. Okay, and after converting to Hindu, they follows the Hindu religious customs and rites. For example, I'm giving you an example. A man named Ibrahim was Muslim, so but he was attracted to the Hindu culture, Hindu religions, and how religious and how the Hindu rites are followed and all. So he thought he will convert himself to Hindu. Then he converted himself. He started going to temples, he started worshipping God, he started Hindu God, he started doing all the Hindu religious activities. Okay, so by conversion they are known as Hindus. That much clear, I think. So now comes the derivation of Hindus. The word Hindu has been derived from where? So the term Hindu is derived from the word Sindhu of Indus Valley. Indoi were the oldest inhabitants of Indus Valley. Later the word Indoi took the shape of Hindus. That's not so tough, I guess, because it will not come in exams and all. You just keep in mind. Someone may ask what from where the word Hindu has been derived. So derivation is not so tough. I'm explaining you again. The term Hindu is derived from the word Sindhu of Indus Valley, and Indoi were the oldest civilians, that is the inhabitants of Indus Valley. Later the word Indoi took the shape of Hindu. That much clear? So I have discussed about who are Hindus and the derivation and all. So you all are clear with that, I guess, who are Hindus. So now I'm coming to what is Hindu law actually is. Okay, Hindu law is a personal law that is law related to a person or family. It is based on customs. Okay, so there is a term. Hindu law is not lex loci. In the book there is a term Hindu law is not a lex loci. That means, what is the meaning of lex loci? Lex loci means the law that is related to a particular locality or state or a country, you can say. Okay, but Hindu law is not a lex loci, because Hindu law is a personal law that is related to a family, that is related to a particular society. That means the Hindu religion. Hindu law is related to the Hindu people. That's clear. There's no doubt. So in short, I will say that Hindu law, you keep in mind that Hindu law is a personal law, that is the law related to a person or a family, a single person or a family, and it is based on customs. Okay, and Hindu law is not a lex loci, because Hindu law is a personal law. So now comes to whom Hindu law is applicable. I think there is no doubt to whom Hindu law will be applicable. I guess you can you can get an idea now. Like Hindu law itself says Hindu law, the law that will be related to Hindus. Okay, but to some extent it is applicable to whom? Let us discuss about this. Firstly, Hindu law is applicable to the person who is Hindu by religion. So any person who is Hindu, Jain, Sikh or Buddhist by religion is considered to be a Hindu. So let me explain this. There is a person who follows Hindu religion, customs, faiths, beliefs in God. So like they do activities they do all are related to Hindu culture, so they will be considered as Hindu. There is no doubt they will be considered as Hindu. Okay. So secondly, Hindu by birth. I told you beforehand that any person who is born in a Hindu family, or the parents who are considered as Hindu, automatically he will be a Hindu. There is no doubt. Okay, but there is a doubt. A person who is by birth a Hindu can be a non-Hindu afterwards, because there is a term conversion. You all know. I said you before, and say if a person who is Hindu by birth, but later on he converts himself or herself to non-Hindu, then he will not be considered as Hindu. Okay. This let the thing is that like a girl was born Hindu by birth. She was Hindu. Okay, but later on she converted herself to Muslim or to Christian. So the time period till conversion she'll be considered as Hindu, but after converting herself she will not considered as Hindu. Okay, she will not considered as Hindu, she will considered as Muslim or Christian, to which cultural religion she has converted herself to that. Okay. Lastly, it says that any person who is not Muslim, Christian, Parsi and Jewish, not governed by any law, are considered as Muslim. Okay, so let me explain you this point. Like you will see there are many person who doesn't follow any custom, any religion. Like they are not Muslim, they are not Christian, they are not Parsi, they are not Jewish, they are not anything. So and they are also not governed by any law. Okay, then he or she will be considered as Hindu. Okay, I guess that much is clear. So now I am going to discuss about the case laws. So before discussing the case law, let me tell you one thing, that the case laws are very important in law. Okay, it's very very important, because in every answer you have to mention at least two case laws. So go through all the case laws, go to all the judgment passed by Supreme Court, High Court, Supreme Court or High Court, so that the important judgments. Okay, don't go like every judgment, don't go through all the judgments. Important judgments, there are some important judgments, so go through that important judgments, that will help you in the future. So now moving to the topic, I was discussing about the case laws. So the case law, there is a case named Chandrasekhar versus Kalaidevelu. So in this case, the Supreme Court held that a person does not cease to be a Hindu if he becomes an atheist, or dissents or deviates the central doctrine of Hinduism, or lapses from orthodox religious practices, or adopts Western way of life, or eats beef. So clearly it has been stated that a person who voluntarily quits his Hinduism, life of Hinduism, and follow other religion, or do not follow any religion, eats beef, okay, he or she will not be considered as Hindu. Okay, that much clear, I guess. That's the case law name is Chandrasekhar versus Kalaidevelu. Okay, the name of the case laws that I will discuss now the names will be given in the description box, so it will be easier for you to find the names, because the names are little puzzling now. So now the second case law that I am going to discuss is the Mohandas versus Devaswan Board. Okay, so I'm just in short I'm giving you what I am telling you what this case tells about. Like, there is a pop singer named Jesus. He was a Catholic Christian by faith, but he used to sing devotional songs in Hindu temples. Okay, so and also he worshipped the other Hindu gods apart from Christian god. Okay, so he declared himself to be a Hindu. So it like is a case of conversion. Okay, like, he was a Catholic before, but he converted himself. Jesus converted himself into Hindu because he was influenced by the Hindu religion. So we can say that the Mohandas versus Devaswan Board talks about the conversion of a Christian to Hindu religion. Okay, so also there are many case laws. I will give you in the description box, as I told you. You can find in the description, but I will not discuss all the case laws because the video will be too long if I explain all the case laws. So I'm not going to explain all the case laws. You can read, and if it is very easy. Okay, if you read patiently, if you try to understand, you can understand it very quickly, you can understand it very easily. Okay, so this much I think it's clear. Like, I told you about who are Hindus, to whom Hindu law is applicable, what is Hindu law, and the case laws. Okay, so now comes to whom Hindu law is not applicable. And beforehand we studied about to whom Hindu law is applicable, and now we are studying to whom Hindu law is not applicable. Okay, so to an illegitimate child whose father is a Hindu and the mother is Christian, and the child brought up as a Christian, then Hindu law is not applied to the child. Okay, as I told, a Hindu by birth. A Hindu by birth means a father is a Hindu and a mother is also a Hindu. Okay, both the parents of you are Hindu, so there is no doubt you all are Hindu. Okay, but illegitimate means illegal child, but the term illegitimate is not used at today's present law, so I will not use this term illegitimate. I will tell a child. Okay, so a child whose father is a Hindu. Okay, a father who is a Hindu and mother is a Christian, other than non-Hindu, that is, if a father is Hindu and a mother is Muslim, Christian, or any other religion, okay, follows any other religion, then the child will not be considered as Hindu. Okay, the Hindu law will not be applicable to him. Okay, then the Hindus who are converted to other religion, I told you before, like, if till conversion Hindu law will be applicable to that person, but after conversion the Hindu law will not be applicable to that person. After conversion, to which religion he has been converted, that that law will be applicable to him or her. Okay, so third, the person who follows the custom of other religion apart from Hindu. Okay, that's easy. The person who doesn't follow Hindu religion or Hindu culture is will not be considered as Hindu, and also the Hindu law will not be applicable to him. Okay, so that's it for today. So we studied today about who are Hindus, the derivation of the term Hindu, then what a Hindu law actually is, to whom Hindu law is related, to whom Hindu law is applicable, and then the case laws. Again and again I am saying, okay, the case laws are very important, the case laws, and lastly we have studied about to whom Hindu laws are not applicable. So if you liked the video, if you like the video, then please hit the like button and share to your love friends if they are truly interested to know about this subject. Because the today's video I have created is based on the is totally the foundation of this subject. Okay, so you all must know this foundation, that is the base. Okay, don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for more informative videos. Thank you.